come to contribute to them. So somebody who is living larger, how come you are in a film where you are depicting him as one wretched man who wears no better clothes, who wears one nonsense, and possibly walks about in the bush? It does not happen. So these are the things I came deliberate. I came very deliberate to correct all this nonsense. And that's why you keep mentioning Asaba. You forget. No, hold on, sir.
I want to mention Asaba in
two terms. No, listen. I just want to just. It's just that element of being very deliberate.
And you talk.
The president here we mentioned in 2014, by the grace of God, I was the only person invited from Nollywood to the called International Screenwriters Conference in Poland. I never schemed for it, but they saw the consistency because I demanded to know why. If I am required to write names of writers in Nigeria and they write 20 without even mentioning my name, because I don't see myself as writing anything fantastic. People say I write, but I'm not seeing myself as the best. I know writers. So I became very curious to know why afford the writers, and they were very serious that I must come there. For the very first time I was given a first class ticket. I flew from Nigeria to Poland on first class. Why? Because they said they have followed the things I have been doing for years and that I remain consistent in telling the African story. So if I have managed to attract that level of attention, I don't feel that we should be, if a good film has nothing to do with the location where it is shot. A good film is the function of the brain behind it. Because we have seen very wonderful things that are made in Asaba. President Amenechi mentioned that. So it's not about, the time has come for us to begin to mention names. Because it's more of an idea. When you see a film, you know the name of the director. So when you see all these kind of things, instead of just standing up, generalizing a whole region, a whole place as a starting of bad things, why can't you pick element of the film you're talking about? The person who was telling me that I mentioned their names is something that can be verified, so that people can learn. If you're not deliberate about all these things, then the problem continues. So back on the commercialization of the culture we are talking about, if you are a filmmaker, just like Fidelis Tuka, Emeritus President of DGF, mentioned about the opening film we watched yesterday, it was a deliberate act by the filmmakers, the people who produced the movie, to sell a product. So in a film that you are extending, what are you planning to give out in that movie? There are so many things whereby you will see people in Igbo land, kings, for example, are not crowned in the open. Kings are not crowned in the open. It does not happen. Everything concerning crowning of a king happens with men inside. What happens was that the king comes out, already a king, to meet the people on a procession. It's actually in films. We started to see one man coming to kneel down before women and everybody, and somebody said that they are crowning him because of king. It does not happen anywhere. All these are nonsense that we have seen. And go and check who are the people that are making these things. Most of these films we are made, I don't want to mention their names, but most of the films that brought a lot of bad names, if you look at them, we are not actually made by the people from the southeast. Some people do not understand the difference between a coconut tree and a palm tree. There are trees that are very sacred. That's because some people have said that there are deities that can live in a tree. You want to portray that in a film, and then you carry your nonsense and go put on any tree. It's not any tree. It's not any tree that spirits can live inside. We've identified all these things, and these are the culture we are telling. We are extending all these things to people that are watching the movies, and then it appears as if you don't know what we are doing. So the whole essence of this kind of discussion is for people to learn so that there could be a new beginning. So that we are talking about aspiring filmmakers, people who are coming. Because how many films can we still make? We are getting old. Most of us are getting old. I tell people that I'm actually heading to 60 years, and they say that I'm lying. Some people believe I'm still in my 40s. We are getting old. And the order we are getting, we are relaxing. New people are taking over. So that the people that are taking over should be able to know what we are saying. It is not about it, it is deliberate. You mentioned something about David mentioned something about the Benin film. That if you're not from Benin, you want to make anything that is based on the Benin culture, you are required to ask. And this is, I have seen people who ask me questions. Many filmmakers, even the Kula Fulani that you mentioned, there was a particular script that they were developing and he needed to get something and he called me. We stayed on the phone for like 30 minutes. I was explaining exactly what I know about that particular thing that he was asking. That is how a good filmmaker functions. If you don't know something, you ask questions. And if you ask questions, they will tell you. Instead of you to just dabble into what you don't know and film one nonsense and throw it out there, it's a people's culture. And it must be protected. There must be that deliberate act to protect it. And that is the whole essence of this. Thank you.
Thank you very much, because once again, I want to make it very clear, I'm not in any way putting that somebody in derogatory terms. So please just get it right. I have every out of respect for them. A lot of them have grown from seeing a lot of them grow and come into the bigger screen. So no, I'm only just making some points that I think should be noted. And thank you for the bullet. Thank you for the bullet. I owe you one too outside. I will finish. You know how we run it now. You know. All right, we're going to take questions now. We're going to do Q&A, and I'm only going to do 6 questions. So six. If it's an observation, please tell us it's an observation. But if it's a question, you go ahead. So I will start from this way, Mr. Obi Okoli, MFR. Who else is asking question? Is Mr. Uzo Dima saying anything? He has elected not to. So we'll start with 2 of you first.
All protocols observed. There is something I want to say. In all of this commercialization of culture, I think there must be a synergy between all these people that put out, all these people that actually air these films. There is a connect between what we see and keep seeing in some of those stations. There is a connect. Something is not quite right. I need to maybe mention 1 or 2. DSTV, Rock, they are culpable. Very, very culpable. Why do they always support men, boys, wearing earrings? Why do they always support Igbo culture films where you have so many aberrations like all manner of funny hair styles of men? Some of them even have their hairs shown this way. Then you have hairs here, and all that. Which culture is it? And then those people are saying, I'm Okonkwo. I'm Okonkwo. And then that Okonkwo is wearing with hair anyway. Or wearing bros, I'm not really deriding you. Dreads. I'm not talking about, there are people that actually started growing dreads. It's natural to them. Not just dread, but actually hairs that were woven. Woven, not that woven. You see it, you see the threads. A man, oh come on. It's a cultural aberration. And I want to make a statement here. Look, film is a cultural product. If you think that film is a cultural product, then you must be deliberate in the films you're producing. Thank you.
Men, boys, earrings, hairdo, rock, African magic, all one word, cultural shock.
All right. What I want to observe is number one, when we talk about commercialization, there's something I want us to take away from this session. You see, every film, like Bollywood is a film culture, and we have other film cultures in the world. If somebody shows you a film from China, you might know. If you see a film from America, you will surely know that it's an American movie. If you see a Japanese film, you will know. All right? So when we talk about commercialization, filmmakers have creative license to do whatever they want to do. But it's a moral burden on all of us. We have a moral burden. You know, it's an ethical decision we must make in our films when we're making these movies to make sure we represent our culture. So that when we take our film to Netflix or anywhere, like today, our films are going straight to the whole world. Those days, we release VHS, we release VCD and DVD to the Nigerian market, Uweka Road, Aba, and Onitsha. Today is no more like that. We are going straight to the world, and we need to be very conscious and intentional about what we're doing. Like what Ukezu said when he was speaking, most of us are already getting close to the departure lounge. We're not departing now, we're still strong, I'm still young. But what we're saying is that nature abhors vacuum. Young people are coming, and as you're making your movie, try your best to make sure that you reflect our true culture. If you want to take a girl out in the movie, don't go taking salad. You can bring abacha. Instead of bringing those shiny silver plates, you can bring oko. Those are our local plates. You can begin to become intentional in the kind of food. You can eat okwa. You can, like what he said about using cutleries to eat apple and the offering. You know, we do it with bare hands. You don't have to be apologetic. We have handsome men and women in our movies. If you are using your bare hands, there's no apology to anybody. You do it the way our fathers used to do it. You know, white people have inferiority complex. They have a problem, but they're now using the power to suppress us. These guys are like the albinos. They have problem. We are the original creations of God. And God placed us in the best place in the world. We don't have snow. We don't have extreme cold. We don't have anything. We don't have tsunami. We don't have earthquake. We don't have anything. We are the right people. They are not happy. They want to run out of us. How ourselves can japa and they will come and take over this place. Let's promote ourselves. Let's promote what we have. Let's be proud of ourselves. Our women are wearing weavons because they are not proud of their hair. Our women are bleaching because they are not proud of their skin. It's time to be proud of ourselves. God bless you.
Okay, I'm made to understand that we have 15 more minutes to go. I know. Like your observation, very, very good observation. And then we were talking about Pound Road, Iweka. That reminds me of myself those days. Distributor at the market buy. Grab your copy. Shut up. Yes, you have a. Okay, I'll come back to you. I want to take the first question. I've had two observations. Appear.
Okay, mine is a question because. Yeah. Okay, to the panel, yes, but I want to know. Okay. The president said fiction and facts. So I looked at the Black Panther. And the Black Panther, I don't know that culture. I don't think it's South African culture. It's fiction. And it's beautiful. So it gives the filmmaker the liberty to create
something, put 10 earrings, plait hair, create something and make entertainment out of it and use it and make money. But if it's factual, then you don't have to go that way. I think that's what I was saying. So I'm asking that question, how do we go about these two things? How do you balance fiction and reality? It's just about the same thing we said. You balance it by being very, let the viewer understand exactly what you are doing. You understand? Let the viewer understand exactly what you are doing. Like African Magic Epic called me and said they have had so much of my films telling the Igbo culture. Can I diversify and tell other cultures in Nigeria? And I said, no problem. And I started. I have made an Isekiri-based film. I am trying now to do a thief kind of film. And it is going to be based on their culture. It is taking a lot of time because you have a lot of questions you ask, you have a lot of consultations you make. I have perfected to make an Edo film equally because they say that by the time they are okay, they can open the window. Now, if I should make an epic film that is talking about the Igbo culture, they may not give me money. They called me and they told me so that I wouldn't say that I bought my film and they didn't buy it. And I said, no problem, if this is what you want, I'm going to give you what you want. So, let's say fact and fiction is about the same thing. When I am telling that story now, I have to put it. It is based on this culture, but it is actually the imagination of the filmmaker. It is not based on any story that is in this town. It's not based on any story that is existing in your place. It is something I created out of nowhere, but I have to domicile it in your culture because they should be wearing your costume that reflects that they are coming from thief. If you see a thief man, you will know by his costume. If you see an Edo man, you will know by his costume. But now, will they be able to reflect with the story, identify with the story, okay, to maybe 70%, 60%, 80%, or even 100%, it is on you. So that is it. I believe the cardinal thing is for you to make it in a way that the viewer will know where you're coming from. Thank you. Okay. That's good. Can you guys stop this? Let me have my time. So, you heard what he said. So, you have a right as a future filmmaker, producer, director, to tell your own story, whether fiction or factual. So, for instance, if you build an esoteric set, you can have walls where you put your palm wine, gourds, and calabash, and all you have a host, just do the gods come out from there, calabash, you pause it, you drink it, then you go Igbo. Nobody will hold you for that. That's your own license, you can do that. I'll just take Mr. Peneduka has a bit of observation about that, and then we'll continue. We have less than 10 minutes to go.
Just responding to Mr. Papel's question about fiction and fact. There's one important element of filmmaking that must be considered before you do a film: research. Research is key. One of the biggest challenges we have with filmmaking is that people are doing research. I want to go and do a film about thief culture, and that was what Kunle did with Ugezu. He must have had a scene where he had the Igbo culture and he called him and spoke to him. That's part of research. You go to the environment, you visit there. If I didn't come to Enugu this year, I wouldn't have known that Okpa is part of the Enugu culture. So it's research. You must do research. You can't just sit in your house. Even fiction, even the Black Panther you mentioned, research was done. You do the research and you tweak what you want to tell. This story, I don't want to tell it this way. People have told stories about the Nigerian Civil War in different ways. We've seen it in different ways. Research so for me, even fiction deserves research. You must do research first. It's key. First, before you begin a project, an idea comes to your mind. You begin to ask questions. Where do I do this? How do I situate these things? One of the challenges we've had is research. People don't do research. That's why when you find there's no perfect film. Even the Black Panther, there were loopholes in the fiction. You get the point, but it's still a beautiful film.
There's no perfect film in the world. Even a skit, even these guys who do pranks and skits, they do research. How do they do their research? You see that most of the skits, if you watch them on Facebook, they are all copied from another one. So that guy will look at this one and say he didn't do it well. You pick that one and tweak it again and do it its own way. So it's basically, you must continue to evolve.
Okay, 1 second, sir. We're going to do this for about really run out of time. I will have her answer, make her observation, cast, and finally, Mr. Akoshere, but quickly, yeah, just 1 minute.
Yeah, I just want to point out something very clearly. Between fact and fiction, there's also a genre called faction. That is a mixture of fact and fiction. So you have to understand these distinctions. What we are saying, I'm saying, most of my fellow panelists are saying is that if you are going to deal with facts, be deliberate and do your research and do the right thing and depict the right things. If you are doing fiction, you do your research and you are given the license to do anything you want to do. But a film based on a true story and so on, and you do in Palace Guards wearing sari, where is that research from? That's fiction. It's fiction. Don't base it on its true story. Base it on an idea. Thank you.
I like what you just said, because some years back in Niger, yes, the former governor of Niger State, Babangida, we did Ophio is late now, did a movie on him, but we did a biopic on him, and they called me to come and play. I was see how my eye big, still big, that I didn't know what to do. So he saw Babangida like we looked alike, and I said, finished playing the thing, and then Arinze from nowhere just woke up and said he was going to do, because he was trying to give the man some clean bill, some slate. Said the son went into the supermarket, shut down the supermarket to buy something, and the owner of the supermarket got very bad, and he closed the supermarket down. I said, did this happen in real life? He said, no, it's just adding to make sure to beef up the story. Guess what? On the day of the premiere, the governor came, his son came, the son saw the film and got angry. I said, when did this happen? This had never happened. He walked out. And the governor was angry. Ross, that was the end of it. Film died. Nobody saw that film. So, like I said, be deliberate. If you're going to be fictional, be deliberately fictional. If you're going to be factual, be deliberately factual. Cynthia, long time no see, you don't put on weight too. I used to know as the letter I. Go ahead.
All protocols observed. My observation is to buttress more on what Uncle Obi Okoli talked about as per the looks of actors on sets. I think our directors has a lot to do as regards to the looks of our actors. Because growing up in this industry, I remember years back, when I started as a child or as a young girl, you come to set looking certain way. For instance, the women, the makeup artist has to observe you, check you out. If you're coming to a set to come and work, for instance, you are doing a village setting, an epic, nobody is expecting you to have an artificial nail fixed to come to set. You don't come with certain looks. Now, the directors, especially our young directors, it's like the actors are bigger than them, especially when these young actors are beginning to see fame. They come, you can't tell an actor what to do on your set. Like I had a shoot, I was privileged to be a producer on a production recently. I had Sam Dede on set, I had another actor, Daniel Effiong on set. They are playing the roles of DSS officials. And when they came, you have your script as an actor. Like they said, when the script is given to you as an actor, for instance, do your research. If you are playing a role you've not played before, and this role or this character has something to do with a particular set of people, either group or force or something, make your research, check out how these people dresses or how they do things. Now, the younger actor refused to have his PS removed. Then I spoke with the older actor, which is Sam Dede. This man, the first day we shot, the following day was coming back, and he came back and said, I said, Sam, please, I need you to remove this. He came back, as old as he is, he came back, removed his beard. But I have to be struggling with the younger actor. And most of the time, these things are being encouraged or enabled by our directors and producers. I think we need to look into this. And another thing is this. You as an actor, you're going to work on a set. You went for an audition. You were shortlisted for the role. You were given the script. You have a character. Then the actor or the director, the producer, did not notify you. They have production managers on set. Then on the morning you have to be on monetization of culture here, but this is an opportunity because this is a film festival. It's an opportunity to let this at least get to our directors and producers to help us see what they can do about this, because this is really getting out of hand.
Thank you. Before we all start for here, and I want to, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Link Edochie. Yeah, also, you want to say something? Just an interruption. You have 2 minutes, and then I'm coming to cast Chidebere, and then I'll round up for the morning. This next session is starting in 5 minutes.
All right, since you're being deliberate, I don't think it's culture that is being marginalized. I think it's ignorance, and that's just it. So let's be deliberate and just hit the nail on the head. And lots of ignorant people are rating themselves as filmmakers, and in their ignorance, they are so arrogant that they don't even want to listen or learn anything moving forward. They are so happy with where they are, and that's where they will remain. So let's be very deliberate and call them who they are or what they are or something. Yeah, thank you.
All right,
Greetings everyone. Greetings to my elders. Greetings to my
So I'm saying if you talk now after Chidebere, then I round up.
Okay, we're still on the culture, and I think I've been here for a while. It's a matter of fact. They say culture is people's way of life. It's a matter of fact. And like every other senior speakers here said, if you want to make a film, be deliberate. So what you're making, number one, make a research to know what exactly you're talking about. All right, so as Stanzodima said, some people are arrogant. I have been a victim of someone who corrected an arrogant director. This, may not be right because of our culture, and we became enemies till date. Okay.
Ignorance.
Yeah,
So leave the arrogance.
Yeah,
That's
so,
what's happening.
yeah, so back to my observation over the years, watching films, and then I'm bringing this to the notice of President Mr. Suka, everybody that day, and Mr. August Zero. Over the years, I've been seeing our films and see that people generalize every spiritual man as a native doctor. Every spiritual man is a native doctor. We forget that we have a seer. Forget that we have a priest. A priest is always someone who takes care of the community deity, which I'm one. A native doctor, or a what's it called, Dibian, as you guys call me, as a herbalist. A herbalist is who gives herbs to people to be healed. Just like you run to a chemist, to a pharmacist, they will mix up for you. Alright? We have a witch doctor now. What I'm trying to say is, please, the young ones coming up to be filmmakers tomorrow, differentiate these things so that the outside world will know that we have this, and that. Because I see that in a palace, there's supposed to be a chief priest that tells, that is the mouthpiece of the gods, the seer, yeah? He hears from the gods and conveys to the community through the king. This is what the community has said. This is what the gods of the land have said. All right? Second one, please. Our veterans here, I want to ask a very strong question. We are trying to preserve our culture and show the world what we have. Why is it that in any battle between a reverend father and a chief priest or a native doctor, the reverend father will win? Okay. Most of the films. Okay, let me use most of the films. Most of the films. So, thank you very much. I want to.
Hey, guys, sit down. So the chief Yes, please stand up, stand up, stand up. This will be. We are finally complete. Ladies and gentlemen, the Amenechi twins. So who is who now? No, yes. Confuse yourself. Back to me. Thank you.
Segun, you mustn't run because he's a chief priest of the deity.
Explain. You'll give me. Listen to you. I know you will. I will pump. Oh, you're a chief priest too?
Thank you very much.
I'll say you're a chief priest.
You know,
I'll say, very well.
I think we all have something going on, especially with the elders, the veteran actors. Because sometimes some of these young directors will just bring something to this and we allow it to go. It's wrong. I just finished shooting. I have to enjoy with my family, delicious food, big food, and they brought salad and all this English. Then I thought, what is this? You see, the script did not say to serve me this. Then I condemned it and enjoyed this, talking well about the food my wife prepared. Please, if you cannot provide me go and start up and that is I want you to sing. The EP said, I said, look, I'm a robot. And if I do that, they will condemn me. Go and get that simple shot. The following day when they were able to provide that. So I think we also have something to do with the veteran actor, and especially the veteran actor that also turned producer. That is one. Then secondly, I commend you, I commend all the wars they are about to do. Sometimes ago, a friend called me from.
I will do. No, quick. No, we don't have time. I'm running out of time.
A friend called me from London and said, Ose, why did say every one of your films, every Nigerian film, was the start, the soundtrack, they would just not say now. They would just not say now, they would tell the whole story. It's because he said he sat with a white man, and when they started this soundtrack, so that must be Nigeria. I said, is that what the guy said? He said yes. I said, then clap for yourself and clap for London. When India they do their own, when they sing their song, they sing Nigerian music. You say no. I said they should comment on it. So please, let's continue. Thank you.
Thank you. I want to say a very big thank you to all of you for coming. But before you go, there's something I want everybody here to do for us. Thank you, panelists. You've been so fantastic. I know the room is hot. It's showing that you're sweating. That means you're living good. You're alive. What I wanted to do, last week we lost our veteran Nollywood producer and the best. I would like us to all rise up. If you're a guy wearing cap, please take your cap off. Let's observe 1 minute of silence in his memory. And also, people that we lost. 1 minute silence for both great gentlemen and all those we have lost in the industry in the past months and weeks. Absolute silence, please. Absolute silence. May they find peace and rest with God. All right, please be seated. At this juncture, I would like to say one more time, big thank you to all of you for finding time to join us in this session. No, it was 1 minute. I timed. It was 1 minute. I did. No, in between the fact that I broke, it was 1 minute. You want us to do it again? Okay, so I want to say thank you. It's been a hot session, actually, in a hot room. We apologize for the AC is not working. If you have fans, find yourself or go outside and take fresh air. I want to say, Ogazu, thank you so much. Ogandi, my father, thank you. Ogami, I greet you. Mr. Duka, I greet you. And to everybody here, my name is Segun Arinze. It was fun being your anchor this morning. Good afternoon. See you some other time.